There's no. Okay, welcome everybody. We are at 7:03 on 11/13 of 25. It's a beautiful day to be in Texit Coin. It's a beautiful day to learn about cryptocurrency. It's a beautiful day to work real hard to bless other lives. And we have prayed this one in already, Natalie and Andrea and I. And so we're grateful that you're all here. And we're grateful. Let me make a few more people co host just in case we need help. We're grateful to be doing these trainings Tuesday through Friday. So tomorrow, I've asked anybody that has taught on here to jump on and be a part of a panel. I'm gonna put together some questions for the panel, and then we will maybe take a couple questions from you. So if you're stuck on something or whatnot, tomorrow might be that day, right? Okay. A couple more things too is I make a lot of people co-host on here so you can participate easily. But I do want to suggest something that unless it's you know exactly that person's that's teaching is not going to cover what you're about to ask. Keep the questioning or the additions till the end, because it might just break the stride of whoever's teaching. Not everybody, not everybody can take the chat and take the questions and take everything and go along smoothly. So just pray pray about it or think about it as you add to whoever's teaching, and we'll just have a little bit of etiquette that way. But if it's guys like Corey, he don't care. You interrupt him in the middle of the middle of the middle, and he'll keep on a trucking. But I know, like me and Andrea, we're not that savvy. So we love it. But just want to keep that in mind, that we will do questions at the end. We are doing a live entering of somebody today. And so at some point in this training, and so that will be good. So you'll see at least the final part of putting somebody in with cryptocurrency. So we'll enjoy that. You still have time to keep getting your friends on here, and we got this going and recording for those that don't get on here. And I know that somebody had watched a few of these and was so grateful that we had that full list together. So Andrea is continuing to add that list together. And speaking of Andrea, she's not on here twice for no reason. She's on here twice because she's going to tear it up for us today. And let me go ahead and do a little muty. And if you are a co-host and you can help us keep everybody muted, that would be awesome. And so, but without further ado, here's what I know is that I'm telling your story real quick. 10 years ago, well, no, it was more than 10 years ago. It was a lot of years ago. How many years ago was that?
Been about 10.
About 10 years ago, Andrea came to a presentation of mine at the Holiday Inn in Lakewood, Colorado. And she said she wanted to get into her first crypto business with us. And we were way ahead of our time in that business. We did really, really neat things. Imagine 10 years ago having Shopify stores that were taking crypto. That's what we were doing. It was amazing. And we are way ahead of our time, and the government didn't like it. But, anyways, with that being said, Andrea went and raised the money at that time in her life to participate. And she went and did a garage sale and came in at the first level of that company, and did a whatever it takes move to change her life. And it has grown ever since. In the process there, we became really, really good friends. We've worked together, we've cried together, we've laughed together, we've definitely prayed together, and we know each other like the back of our hands. And and her and Mark are just two really, really important people to me, and I pray that I'm really important to them. And with this, I'm telling you right now that she still works for me. She's still my assistant. She's been my virtual assistant for 10 years now, but she doesn't need to be my virtual assistant anytime that she wants to. Well, it's kind of funny when she turns in her hours now. It's like, it's a little bit funny. But we knew. But why is that? Because she's a Texit Ranger with this company, and she's maxing out not one, multiple spots every single week, and so to the tune of three, six, $9,000 a week. And so I love that she still works for me, because we know that I have wonderful Natalie, and we know that she has wonderful Phyllis. And but still, there's some things about me and Andrea's relationship that I'm having trouble letting go of, as far as the employee wise goes. So we're just gonna keep that a rolling for a little bit until she gets sick and tired of me. But I just wanted to tell you the story that Texit Coin changes lives. When you can make choices to not work for somebody, when you can make choices to buy a car mid stride, when you can make choices to break your phone and go and replace it that day without even thinking about it. This is cool stuff, and that would be Miss Andrea Kursinski. Andrea, I told your story. Take it away.
Well, thank you. Good morning, everybody. Yes, Thomas and I have been through a lot, and talking about that first project we were in, my gosh, you guys think the wallets are hard now? The wallets back then were 10 times worse. You had to fix the wallets. You had to find your money if it was lost. So, um, good times. That's what I learned. That's how I learned. I pulled on Thomas's ears, followed him all the way up to Texas Coin, still following and guiding with him. Um, I can't say enough of how Thomas has helped me with my growth of where I am today. With that, I always appreciate it. I laugh as well with my checks. Sometimes I think, we talk gas fees. It costs him more to send sometimes than my paycheck because I don't do much for him. But today, on another note, thank you for all the prayers and stuff. I am definitely feeling better. It's Thursday. We got 2 more days till the end of the week for Texit to get our people in and enjoy what Texit is doing by blessing many, many lives every day. So today, I want to take the opportunity. I know a lot of people are trying the crypto.com. I'm going to just freestyle it. I'm not doing any slides. I'm going to show you how to get started. Once you're verified, where you need to go to make sure your settings are set up. Once you're set up, I'm going to do a small amount of purchase into my crypto.com, but then I'm going to stop my screen share. Thomas is going to do a sign up, and then I'm going to show you how I pay with my crypto.com for that sign up by scanning the QR code off my wallet. So there's a lot of stuff. I'll go slow the best I can, and then at the end, I'll get any questions answered from y'all. But I'm ready to go if you are. Let me just share my screen. And bear with me because I'm on my phone. Can you guys see that okay?
Yes.
Okay, so this is my phone's home screen. If I was a brand new person wanting crypto.com, if you're on an iPhone, I believe it's your App Store. Here it's our Play Store. So I'm going to go to my Play Store, and I'm going to click on search down at the bottom, and you're just going to type in crypto.com. And there's going to be 2 of them. So you're going to get one that has a blue square. I call it a lion's head. And that's the one we're working on right now. Mine says open because I already have it. If you don't have it, it's going to say install. You're then going to click on the install button, and it's going to open up to crypto.com. For a new user, you're going to say create wallet, and it's going to walk you through your name, your email verification. It's going to have you do your photo ID, the front of it, the back of it, and then it's going to have you take a picture. When you do the picture, I'm finding a lot of times people are struggling because they're not slowly rotating their head. So when it says take a picture of yourself, you're going to put your face in the picture and you're just going to slowly move your head from left to right. Once that is done, it's going to take about 24 to 48 hours for your verification. Sometimes it might be an hour or 2 hours. They'll send you an email. You're going to click that you're verified, and then it's going to open up to the home page for you. And when you're inside your crypto.com for the first time, this is what I want you to do. I want you to click on the 3 lines. Some people call it the hamburger, but it's in the top left-hand corner. You're going to click on that, and you're going to scroll all the way to the bottom to settings. Then you're going to click on security and privacy. Some people like the Face ID, which is fine. You could turn it on. I use a passcode because I fear if something happens to me, how is my family member going to get a picture of me or a thumbprint of me? So I use a passcode, but it's your choice. The second most important thing is the 2-factor authentication. You want to click on that and you want to enable it. It's going to walk you through the steps with the QR code, how to set it up. Now, if you remember the 2-factor authentication, you can use like the Google Authenticator, you could use Authy, there's a couple different ones, so it's your choice. I chose to use Google Authenticator, quick and easy. Then the second part you want to do is go all the way to the bottom, and where it says 24-hour withdrawal lock, you want to disable that. This is very important. If you leave it on and you try to make a purchase or try to send any funds, it's going to hold that new wallet address for 24 hours. So it's going to have to whitelist it. When it whitelists it, you can't do anything with that address until after the 24 to 48 hour hold. So with this off immediately, you're going to wait 24 hours before you fund your account and before you even try to send to an address. After 24 hours, it's going to be good to go. Now you're going to be at your home screen. Now you're all set up. Your 2 factors are done. Your withdrawal is off. You're going to come to your home screen and you're going to click on accounts. And my internet's slow. Sorry, guys. There it is. And you're going to click on, if you can see, it says by product or by asset. Just click on crypto. And then you're going to choose which crypto you want. So for me, I want USD coin. That's the easiest to pay for with Texit. So that's what I purchase a lot of. And you're just going to tap on buy. When you tap on buy, you're going to look for your coin. If you don't see it, you can put in USDC and it'll pop right up. You're going to tap on USDC. And in this case, we'll do $50. So now we always remember when we were talking through all these trainings, when you're sending or buying, you want to make sure you're buying or sending exactly the amount they're asking for. As you can see, when I put in $50, it's only given me 47.88 USDC, but I want 50 USDC. So I have to change that to another number. So I could do 55, let's try 53. So if I buy 53 USD, it's going to give me the 50.76 USDC, close enough for me. Now I have my debit card already put in here for Venmo, and I'm going to show you how that works. But you can choose if you want to deposit with ACH, a bank wire, you can use a debit or credit card, you can use PayPal, you can use Google Pay. If you're on an Apple, it'll show Apple Pay. These are all the options you can use. For me, I'm using Venmo. So what I would do, I would go over to my Venmo account, and I would fund my Venmo. Can you guys not see that? No.
No, it's
Okay.
blacked out.
So
Security.
because of security, it's going to black out. So I'm in my Venmo. I added the $50 to my Venmo. So now I'm going to go back to my crypto.com, put in my passcode, and I'm going to choose my Venmo account. So now I'm ready to go. I have the account I want to use. I'm going to hit review order. And then you've got a timer in the top right. So you want to make sure you look at it and submit before you go. So my total cost is $53, and I'm going to confirm. It's going to ask for my passcode. It's going to have me confirm again. And there you go. It's going to load. And you just wait until it says the process is complete. It's going to have me confirm, so it's going to text me a code. So now I'm waiting for the code. Copy the code, go back to my crypto.com, and I'm going to paste it and click submit. And as you can see up top, Venmo has already taken it out. Successful purchase. I don't want to invest weekly, so I'm just going to dismiss that. And now I'm here at my home screen, and my purchase was complete. So now what we're going to do, Thomas is going to do the sign up, and I'm going to pay for that sign up using my USDC coin. I already had some in there, so that's why I didn't add extra. But I'm going to use my USDC to show you guys how easy it is then to scan the QR code. If you're on your computer and we're Zooming, but the person has crypto, how easy it is for them to go ahead and scan it and pay for it. So I'm going to stop my screen share, Thomas, and do you want to share yours for the sign up? Oh, you're muted.
With crypto.com, there's some math you have to do. Is that correct?
Yes. So once Thomas gets to the QR code and I capture the address, I will then share my screen to further the purchase so you can see what I do to calculate all that.
Okay. So I jumped over your share and I'm sharing now. Let me get this little screen down here. So I have filled out all of the information for Mr. Renee's new member, Mr. Winston Hyatt, and we had a long talk yesterday. What a great guy! So we're really excited for him to come onto the team. And so he's getting 2 seats. And so I am looking at my phone just to double check that I have everything right on the 15286 Highway MM, and that's in New Neosha, Missouri, 64850. By the way, Renee, if you're looking at this, you can double check everything with me as well. And I always double check everything because I can't tell you how many times I went to double check the Winston at US Oil Inc.com, and either they or I catch a small typo. And it's not been one time, it's been a lot of times, accidentally there'll be a dot in there or something. Guys, the email and the address got to be specific. Why do they got to be specific? Because they get the coins in the mail and the emails. And so there we go. And then I'm going to go up here to submit. And then Andrea told me that she has USDC and that she's going to be paying for me. And then I'm going to go to next. Then I'm going to go to Ethereum because it's Ethereum USDC. Not many of us use Base, but maybe someday we'll do a training on Base. But most of the time it's off the Ethereum network. And then, Andrea, are you ready with your wallet?
Yes.
Okay, so I stop at this point, even for myself, as many times as I've sent, and I pull up my wallet and I make sure that I'm ready to pay so that I can utilize that timer to the best of my ability. I know that it gives us plenty of time, but I don't know if you've ever been on here and entered somebody where you thought that you had 50 minutes and it timed out at 20. It does happen. So I make sure that I'm completely ready. My wallet is that I'm paying with is pulled up on my phone or on the computer, and I'm ready to place the deal. Andrea, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, boom. And then we're going to scroll up here. He's getting 2 seats. It's going to be 1890, saving 5% because you're self-sufficient and using crypto.
Okay.
And so just so you guys are clear, Winston is not paying me 1890. He is paying me 995 twice, whatever that is. The 1890 is what I'm paying because I'm using, so I'm paying for the fees, right? So the 5% goes to the person whose crypto is being used. Okay.
Can I share my screen again?
Yes. Oh, I got to stop. Okay. There you go.
Yeah. Okay.
And I think I can do it where we have
Perfect.
multiple.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So I scan the QR code and I put it as training. So as you can see at the bottom, that's the address 0x09 first four, and then the last four is 3EF2. So I'm going to click on that and I'm going to confirm and withdraw. And then it was 1890. So if I put in just 1890 for the dollar amount and click withdraw, you can see underneath it said 1880, but see at the top, it's only going to send 1,870. But 1880 included the fee of 10 USDC. So I know that is not enough for that payment to go through. So what I'm going to do is hit the back arrow, and then I'm going to try, let's try 1900. Click withdraw, and now it says 1880, so even 1900 wasn't enough. So I'm going to go back, and I'm going to do 1910 and click withdraw. And now it's 1890.11, close enough for me. I hit confirm. It's going to ask for my passcode. And then it's going to ask me to do 2 steps of verification. So these are timed. When you do your phone number, it's 60 seconds, and your 2FA is like 30 seconds. So I do the phone number first, so I hit send. It will pop up. I'm going to go and copy it. I'm going to go back to my crypto.com, put in the right passcode, and I'm going to paste it. So that one's done. Now I need to go over to my 2-factor. So I'm going to go to my authenticator. I'm going to go to crypto.com. You guys can't see it. I just copied it to clipboard. Go back to crypto.com to paste it.
And each time you got to do the enter passcode. So just get used to that.
Yep. And then you click paste and then continue. And as you can see on the phone number, I still had 13 seconds, so I knew I had enough time. Now my withdrawal has been submitted. You could tap anywhere to continue, and then I just wait. And then on the QR code that Thomas was showing, you do not want to leave that page until it says it's done. And what I like to do is take a picture of it when it's done, because there's a little order number in the top left. I will take a picture of that and send it to the person who's signing up for their records so they can keep track of it. Plus, I also have it as a record in my crypto.com. If you scroll down, you're going to be able to see your transactions. And there's my transaction. It says 1900, but remember, the fee will come out of that.
Show them how to get the transaction passcode from there.
Sure. So when you're doing the transaction, you can click on it and it's going to show you exactly what you sent, how much was being sent, and the withdraw to. Once it's processed, the withdraw to will turn like a blue, almost like a hyperlink if you want to click on a website. When you click on that, it's going to open up and it's going to give you your transaction hash. That's very important, because if the payment didn't go through on the Texit side, you can then send an email and take a screenshot of this as your receipt, but then also copy the transaction hash and put it in the support ticket, because then they could go on Etherscan and track that payment to see why did it not go through. Was it not enough for the payment? Was there one number off on the address? Did it get lost? So that's how you're going to get your transaction hash to follow through to make sure your payment. So there's 3 ways you have a receipt for the processing of what you just did to bring somebody new into Texit.
Awesome.
And then I could do it on this bottom one maybe. And that doesn't have one. How about this? No. One of them should have it. There we go. So like that one has, this one's already been processed. This is what they sent in to me. So the deposit from would be my hash saying, okay, you got a commission, but it's not showing up. That's what I would send to them to show this is what I have for my ID. And then they could track that wallet address on their end with their hash.
On Etherscan. Okay.
Yep.
All right. I'm gonna still share and show that it's went through it real quick, and then we'll come back to yours. And there you go. When that screen, you do not leave the screen that you're doing the application on when you send the crypto. And when this comes up, then you know that that is complete. On a normal basis for me, if I'm doing a deal for you, I'll then take a picture of that, text you it, and let you know that it's done. Okay, so that deal went 100% correct and went through. And now our newest teammate, Mr. Crypto Rene, is maxed out on his very first week in the business. And congratulations, Rene. He's going to get $3,000, and that will convince his wife that this is real.
Congratulations. It's real as it can get.
It's as real as it comes. Okay, Andrea, back to you.
Well, and that's pretty much how easy it is for crypto.com. I'm ready to take questions if somebody has a few questions, and try to get out of here in the next few minutes.
Awesome. Okay, if you have questions, you can unmute or you can raise your hand. Either way, on reactions at the bottom. And let me, I'm trying to make the screen different.
I was trying to unmute, Tom. Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, you're welcome. Congratulations, my friend. That is awesome. And here's some cool stuff, guys. Is all the way back. Me and Renee go all the way back to my first success in network marketing in Team National. So him and half the guys he's been putting in the energy industry, they're all in the energy industry. If you didn't notice from the email, and they are I've known of, and they've known of me and my brother for gosh, over 20 years. And now they're all in business with me because of Miss Ginger Pope. So, so we're excited to have them.
Congratulations, Renee, for
Thank
maxing
you.
out.
I'm gonna have Tom do his magic on my wife. 'Cause she'll
Yeah,
remember him.
we,
I'm counting on you, brother.
yeah, he got caught in one of those rug pulls a while back,
Uh,
and she's going to take some convincing yet. So,
Hey,
so we all
Andrea.
know how that turns out. We do the convincing real easy with Texit Coin because when it starts paying, people start paying attention. So, hey,
Um,
any questions for Andrea? Let's
yes. Yeah,
okay,
Thomas. This is Carly.
okay. Hey,
Um,
Carly.
Hey, Carly.
so Andrea, last week I was signing somebody up using crypto.com. This is sort of a question slash comment. The person actually had to wait. Their bank put a hold on them making any deposits into crypto.com. So I'm wondering if you have run into that before, but also like I'm thinking, well, what I should have done is have the person set up crypto.com on their phone first and then just try and deposit $1 or $5 before, like maybe even a day before, so that like their 24-hour hold sometimes that those banks do, it will be taken care of by the time we actually want to set up and get the money for the 1 seat or the 2 seat or however many seats they're buying. So I'm wondering if you've run into that and like how you overcome that. But that's my question and suggestion. So
With the banks, we really, that's not crypto.com's fault. The banks are kind of picky at what they want to help with when it comes to crypto. Definitely don't say you're using it for crypto if you're sending it from your bank. However, I personally, I fund my Venmo and I take everything from Venmo to crypto.com. So that way my bank don't see it.
oh yeah, that's okay. Yep.
And I do
I
PayPal
personally,
as well.
but Thomas does PayPal. I know Thomas has done the bank wires. If you're new to any of the crypto wallets, not even just crypto.com, but I do say buy $50 or $100 and just let it sit there so there's activity in there so they see that you're doing something with it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah. Thanks.
you're
Yeah,
welcome.
And thanks for the training. Yeah.
And Carly, just so you know, on crypto.com, if they wire and they just take the wire information in the screen, okay, if they just take the wire information off of the email, okay, because on crypto.com, if you go back to wiring, it will send you an email. And if you just take the base of it, they don't see crypto.com on there. They see your name in an account, and they send actually to a bank account that's your name. So, so a bank has no way of knowing crypto.com unless you tell them, right? But there is a few catches there. You got to kind of study what they send you so you know the city and the address that you're sending to. Because I was in front of the banker and he said, "Oh, so you have another business in such and such city?" And I was like, "What city is he talking about?" So, so just be aware. But
Yeah.
that is why I love crypto.com. And then the beautiful thing is now, like with one of my banks, it's set up now, because I've sent to it a few times. And so, now that it's a set place that I wire to, I never get questioned. Yesterday alone, I sent 17,000 to crypto.com, have it out today for people to use. So,
Nice. Thanks, you guys.
yep, you
You're
bet.
welcome.
Okay, Miss Phyllis, come on.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Great
Good
job.
morning.
I have a comment regarding, I use crypto.com as well. And I use the ACH um, uh, transfer from bank to bank. And I do that. That's pretty, it's not as quick as if you try to use a debit card or your Venmo card, but it establishes a connection, an external bank account from my bank account to my crypto.com bank account. So it literally, in crypto.com, every person who signs up has a bank. Crypto.com has a bank, and there's a section, if you go to that part, it shows your, just like with wiring, you're wiring to your crypto.com bank, but it's not called crypto.com. I think mine was called Community Service Bank of somewhere. And so I set up in my Chase bank account, I go and I set up an external bank account. I put in the routing number and the account number, and it sends two little small transactions from my Chase account to my crypto.com account. That takes about a day. You verify that in your regular bank account, and then you're set up. Now it takes a day or two for you to receive the funds that you transfer from your bank account to your crypto.com account. Now it takes, because I've been doing it so long, it takes one day. I'll transfer it today, it'll be there tomorrow. So that's the other option that takes a little longer to set it up. And it's, of course, wiring is much faster, but wiring, I think there's a minimum amount. Most banks have a minimum that you can wire. So
like
for
2,000 or something.
yeah. So for AC, if you set up your crypto.com bank account as an external account on wherever you're sending the money from, and get that connection established, then it works the other way as well. When you're ready to send money back to your bank, you can do that. Although I always just load it to my Visa debit, my crypto.com debit card. I never send it back to the bank.
Exactly. Great information. And so for me, I never have had time too much to do ACH, but I want to establish that, like you said, so that I have that option coming in when, because they're always stalling you one way or the other. So ACH is definitely a smooth ride. Thank you for that, Phyllis.
And that's
You're
why we
welcome.
love Phyllis.
Yes. Yes.
Love you too.
Hey,
Um,
Andrea, can I ask a quick question on the credit cards on crypto.com? Which one do you guys prefer and why?
I use the basic. It used to be called Midnight. I think it still is, but it's basic Visa debit card. Now, you're going to get confused because they have an actual credit card and the debit card. When you go to apply for, it's going to be under the regular credit card, but when you go to apply, it's going to say switch to Visa debit, and that's the one we use.
and I am on the debit as well at this point, but I think that they're supposed to be sending me a newer one of one of the others of a credit card. But I didn't want to get too deep into that myself because I don't know enough about what that means and who they're reporting to and stuff. So I'm taking it step by step on that, Sarah.
Thank you.
Mr. Jeffrey, you should be able to unmute.
Woo! How is everybody doing? I'm freezing over here, man, in Canada. It's like frozen tundra weather. Like,
Oh no.
don't like it. Don't like it. So a couple of quick things real quick. We'll touch base with Sarah, help out on that one as well. Just the explanation, sorry, in the difference between the cards, the blue, the ruby, the midnight, all that stuff. Basically, in that regards, I use basic as well. Super simple because there's no holding of crow. Like each card level that you move up in, crypto.com, there's a standard they want you to achieve first in holding crow for 200 days or 2 years or 5 years so that you can maximize all the benefits of each card. That's why basic, in my opinion, absolutely the best way to go. In regards to Charles, when you're signing somebody new up into crypto.com. Here in Canada, I found a nice little trick, little loophole that helps activate their crypto account real quick. It still will do a 24-hour hold when establishing the bank connection, but to activate the account where, you know, nothing gets whitelisted and so on, what I do is I have them set up in crypto.com, and I'll have them apply for their basic card right away. And then what happens is within that, it's usually, you know, 3 hours to like, 24 hours max that they are approved for their card. And then what I do is I simply just take and I give a $10 transaction to their card, which activates and shows, action happening in crypto.com, which they like. In that time, you know, now they have access and can start utilizing the ecosystem within crypto.com while they're waiting their 24-hour vested time for linking a bank account. And that again is just here in Canada. I know it's different. Corey and I actually tested because it was crazy to us how we use the product crypto.com. And it shouldn't, in my opinion, it shouldn't matter where we are in the world. If I wanted to send Thomas $10 because he needed gas emergency or whatever, I should be able to crypto.com, user to user, be able to send that. So we actually ran some tests trying to send over, a $5 amount, a $10 and a $100 amount. And it literally said on my end of things for crypto.com that the transaction was being declined to Corey because he wasn't a Canadian crypto.com user. So we were kind of like, oh, that's kind of weird, right? But it's just the differences, obviously, between countries, and I hope that makes some sense for people. And man, have a great freaking day. Let's
And
go.
Jeffrey, I think that's a true statement, Canada versus US, because when you do send, like I could send Thomas just fine, but you have to make sure you have the +1 in front of the phone number.
Absolutely.
If he doesn't have the +1 in front of his phone number, it won't let you. You have to go in there and edit. So I'm sure that's what's stopping from going from one country to another, is because of the phone numbers.
Yeah, no, we actually did that. We split tested, and Corey, like he's got the country code comes up and everything. I sent the screenshot to Corey, and it literally says transaction declined because he's not a Canadian crypto.com user.
Now, did you try using his email to send it?
Yeah, we did. Yeah, the whole thing, and it literally came back saying that anything. So for Canada wise, in crypto.com's platform, you were not able to send money to any other Visa or MasterCard, and you're not able to send a transaction through crypto.com's products if you're not a Canadian user.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's why,
Good to know. Thank you.
Yeah, that's why I'm buying my ticket out of Canada. I didn't say that out loud. Mute.
Thank you, Jeffrey.
Awesome. Thank you. Demetrius.
Good morning.
Hi.
Yeah. Hi. I'm brand new. So I'm just curious to know, on the Venmo, are there fees that are connected with that? Is that what you were referring to when you were changing the amounts, um, for the transfer of the money?
So there's no fees on the Venmo side to use their card to purchase. The fees on crypto.com is what they call gas fees. That's for using the network. So like an energy convenience fee per se for them. And depending on which exchange or which wallet you're using will depend on what fees they charge. But there is no fee off your Venmo debit card to send.
Okay. I noticed when you had the screen up, it had like a 2.99 or something % fee for PayPal and one of the others. And so I don't like fees, so I'm just trying to understand.
So no fees would be your bank wire or ACH.
Right. Okay. Thank you.
But bank wire is $25 or $30, no matter how you look at it.
Oh, bank wire. Okay. But the ACH there is not, correct?
Yeah. And
Correct.
so just a little FYI, in this space, just be ready to pay fees and make it a part of your regular day, because
Okay.
it's almost every single step of the way is some sort of fee. So we just
Okay.
call it cost of doing business. And one of the things to remember that you're now in the crypto space. The crypto space has such an extended profit margin that that when we eat fees, we do call it a cost of doing business, because I mean, think about it, that some people are getting if you've been in for since the beginning of the year, you've gotten a 2,000% return on your funds. And so when we get hit with a few fees, we don't let it stop us. We roll right past it, but we still try to be frugal on the best fees that we can get, for sure. But they are there to stay, and I just wanted everybody to be. And that's one great thing about these calls, is we try to give all of the hints for the best places for fees, and the best way that we find to do things, a way to trick the system a little bit by using Venmo, credit card, et cetera, et cetera. Miguel, I think you have something to add, and or a question.
Yeah, good morning, everybody. And Andrea and Thomas, thank you so much for this great information, very clear and concise. I had a comment, and I was wondering, for those of us that are blacklisted with crypto.com, is there any way to get out of the doghouse, so to speak? Do you have any intel on that? I mean, Thomas, you know my situation, and I know there's a few others.
Well, when I checked with crypto.com, they said that guy from Colorado was just no, I'm just kidding. uh, but they so I think that I have been blacklisted before, or been told that they're closing my account, and
Yeah.
I believe I waited a little bit of time, and I'm back with them. So I believe that had happened to me in the past. But so I think every now and then you would just go and try. But for me, like, for instance, like, I don't use Coinbase at all, and I'm not teaching against Coinbase. That's not what I'm saying. But I just
Mhm.
don't. I choose the Coinbase. I got I don't know what, 15 years ago, Andrea, or 10 years ago,
Yeah.
I got hacked for $20,000, and they got all the way into my bank account. It was my fault. I'm 90% sure, but still, to use them now, they want a certain amount of that back. And so I'm not going to allow that, because it was their fault. So
Okay. I,
anyways,
I,
it,
I was just, I'm sorry. I just was hoping there's something I could do
yeah,
with,
this is what I'm and this is what I think I'm getting to. They have a couple of things that I could do to rejoin Coinbase, right? Pay 8,000 of it that they felt that I owed, or rejoined it. So I do believe that you can rejoin, and you will. I believe you can rejoin Crypto.com, and you will end up being fine. One way around that is a different phone number, different email, and see about it that way. But it's a want to thing. With now with so many wallets out there, I just might choose to not use Coinbase like I do, or Crypto.com, in your case, and go to blockchain, or start using
yeah,
Uphold,
yeah,
or just try others.
yeah,
Because nobody wants to be flagged, right?
right. Okay,
And Doug did an amazing job yesterday with Uphold,
right.
showing us with that. And it was quick and easy, not a lot of verification needed, and it was like instant.
Yeah,
Um,
it seems pretty user friendly. I may just go to that.
I've been
You
playing
can
around
also
with
put
that
in
a
an
little
appeal.
bit.
Sorry, you can also put in an appeal to crypto.com, and have them reassess everything.
Very good.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, good. Okay, thanks.
And I would do that. It's always nice to get back into good standing, right? And that is what I did with Coinbase, and they let me know what I needed to do. They wanted because the bank forced them to pay 8,000 back, with the bank's insurances. and then they want me to pay it in order to reuse them. You see, so they'll just tell you what you need to do if they, on the appeal, if not. And yours was so minor that you were just sending to a wrong address, and if you just explained to them that you had no way of knowing, what wallets are acceptable to them or not, and
Well, and I had mentioned Exodus, and that I don't think they have a good relationship with Exodus, and
I don't either anymore.
Y'all just give me goosebumps because literally, sorry for jumping in there, but literally that literally happened last week. We put an appeal in for my buddy with crypto.com because the same thing. He was trying to go into Exodus, and yes, here in Canada, crypto.com and Exodus is like US and China. We're just going to butt heads all the time. And we literally did that and recovered his account back into crypto.com.
Okay, great.
They just were aware that he's not going to use Exodus no more, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. Because it's actually on the list. That's one thing. Like if you go into into crypto.com into the interface and into their settings, you'll see the list of wallets and companies that they like to work with, and Exodus is nowhere to be found.
Right.
So that's what we had to show was that he tried sending out to help out a friend using Exodus. And yeah, that didn't work out. But it was literally like 36 hours after the appeal, and his account was back inaccessible.
That's good to know.
Okay.
So that appeal, you would let them know that, hey, you were not aware that you couldn't send to certain wallets. You now know about
literally, honestly, and I don't mean to sound rude or anything, but I literally told him, I go, brother, just play a dumbass. You didn't look at all the wallets that they accept in crypto.com.
Right.
So when you made 12 attempts to send this money and kept going and going and going and going and going, like in crypto.com's mind, they're like, hey, you're spamming a business we don't associate with type of deal.
Right. Okay.
Play silly, play dumb. There you go. Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you, Jeffrey.
Bob here.
Bob, go ahead.
Yeah, in reference to Coinbase, I don't know why it's so popular, but the same thing happened to me. And I still get notices somebody's trying to log into your account, like maybe twice a month or once every 2 months. So
It's called phishing. They're phishing.
Yeah.
They're phishing, trying to get you to send a code.
Yes. So I don't have nothing in there, so I don't know why they're doing that. And plus, the bottom line isn't Coinbase centralized. And that's it. Thank you.
Oh, that's awesome. And yeah, so be careful, folks, if something just pops up on your phone, pops up on your email, you do not respond to those things ever, never, never, never. If you know what transactions you've done, and if you're doing a lot of transactions, then check it with your transactions before doing anything with anything. So I figure it's a lost transaction. If I get something and maybe it was one of my transactions, I'm still not going to respond to it. Okay, I'm still not going to respond to it. I'm going to let that transaction go bad, and then I would come back and fix it later. So, Phyllis, add in there, my dear.
I just remembered an incident that happened, and we did put it in. I did tell Andrea about it, and she put it in the chat. But for those who didn't see it, don't ever, crypto.com, Coinbase, none of them will ever call you about fraud or about an inappropriate act. I got a phone call from someone saying they were with crypto.com. And it was actually, I believe it was a message, a voice message that said they were with crypto.com. I knew what was going on, but I wanted to see how far they would take it. So I hit yes, please reach out to me. They called me. They wanted me to give them some information. They wanted this. I said, I know your game. You're not getting anything from me. Oh, no, no,
Did
no.
they have a Russian or Chinese accent by any chance?
No, this was no. This was an Asian accent, but yeah, they will never. And actually, I went to ChatGPT and I said, well, just to confirm, and it said, no, you will never get a call from anybody from crypto.com. So just ignore those.
And my experience has been since 2015, even with all that I went through with the banks and everything with Coinbase, never will you get a call from a crypto platform, period.
Yeah.
Period.
They won't even reach out with you through text or email unless it's something you're doing and they're verifying, here's your code.
Yeah.
But they won't ask for any wallet addresses. They won't ask for any of that.
Yeah. Well, this has been amazing. A lot of great participation, a lot of great information. Andrea, take us out of here because we're on the hour, and today we got to get out of here on the hour.
Well, thank you guys for letting me train you exclusively today on crypto.com. Thanks for all the participation. Today is Thursday. We got 2 more days. We'll call Saturday check to make sure everybody's in properly. Points are set. But 2 days, let's rock the rest of the week and finish off strong with Texit and bless many, many lives today.
I believe tomorrow could be one of the most powerful training days because we're having everybody, if they can make it on here, as a panel. So if somebody's taught on here or they're a ranger that's been plugging in, they're going to join in on a panel, and I'm going to have some good questions, and some basics, so you can go, okay, like for instance, one of my questions will be, okay, we just trained for 2 weeks on 20 different sites. Which one are you guys using directly? And see what all 5 people say or all 10 people say. So tomorrow we are going to rock and roll with something like that. Andrea, thank you for taking us out of here, and thank you for your training. You did an awesome job, and